From cheers of the fans to the crack of the bat, learn it all from Jimbo, Gabe, Mike, and Matt. Giving thoughts on all public teams, whether times are boom or if they are lean. Hero players that you should know, not only the good things, highs and the lows. Here it is, we're ready to go. Please enjoy the podcast. On with the show.
Good morning, good evening, and good everything in between, and welcome to the podcast Playoff Preview Edition. I'm your host, Jim Bobernicki, and I'm joined as always by Mr. Gabe Lorman. How you doing, Gabe?
You can't see me right now, but I'm grinning from ear to ear because my MLB team just beat your MLB team yesterday.
Yes. You know, I had genuinely forgotten about that because of the tragedy we all just collectively watched with today's game.
Really? You forgot about it already? I guess they should start spreading the news.
Start spreading. No, honestly, yeah. If there's anyone the Yankees can lose to, and I'm not that pressed about, it's the Jays. And also, seriously, what we just saw in the Phillies game was ridiculous. We would say we were joined by Mr. Michael Bealey, but we haven't heard from him.
Hopefully he joins midway through. Yeah, we're going to do a wellness check on him later.
We're not, this isn't a bit. We were supposed to record. He was supposed to be here. We haven't heard from him. So we'll see what's going on there. But enough MLB talk for the moment. It's Pacific League Climax week coming up now. We have the first playoff series and then the second playoff series coming up right after that. So we are going to do a little breakdown of what we have for you on Pacific League TV. But first, Gabe, what do we have news headline-wise?
So I'm still waiting for the September-October MVPs to be announced. That may be next show, but I do have some interesting insight on who led each category. So Livan Moinello has won the ERA title for the second straight year. Fantastic work for the Hawks southpaw. Hawks starter Kohei Arihara and Fighters starter Hiromi Ito tied for the lead in wins, both with 14 on the season. Hawks closer Kazuki Sugiyama and Lions closer Kaima Taira tied at 31 saves. That's a huge turnaround for Sugiyama after the closer role was previously Roberto Osuna and then Darwinzon Hernandez. He took that role and he ran with it. Good for him. Hawks setup man Yuki Matsumoto held the league lead in holds with 44, and the aforementioned Ito, most strikeouts, 195 on the season. I also wanted to point out one strength of the Fighters rotation. They never walk guys. The control freak Takayuki Kato, once again, best in the league for walks per 9. Only one walk per 9 innings pitched. And Ito and rookie Kota Tatsu are also in the top 3. On the batting side, congrats and bonsai to Hawks second baseman Taisei Makihara for winning his first batting title with a .304 batting average. Eagles third baseman Itsuki Murabayashi picked up 144 hits for the most in the league, but lower batting average. Fighters DH Franmil Reyes led the league in home runs with 32 and RBI with 90. More on him later. And Hawks outfielder Tatsuru Yanagimachi led the league in on-base percentage, .384. One more Hawk to mention, Ukyo Shuto led the league in stolen bases, 35 on the season. I think that's his third or fourth title win. Jimbo, your thoughts?
3 or 4 years in a row. Like he's just that's what he does, you know. I think he won the Steals title in a year where he wasn't even a starter. Like they just brought him in as a pinch runner all the time, and he's like, "All right, like Need for Speed, let's go."
This is his third stolen bases leader or stolen bases title.
And I think of all of those, the one I'm most surprised by, Sugiyama, was a genuine crazy revelation this season. Like that seemed to be the Hawks' kryptonite early in the season, and for him to not only come in and satisfy the need, but then be elite at it was incredible. So very happy about that. Who's the biggest surprise to you?
Honestly, Murabayashi. Credit to him for making himself into a full-time player and the new stick that stirs the drink out in Sendai.
Yeah, you know what? That's a really good shout. Actually, that would probably be my second pick. He's always been good, but yeah, to lead the league in hits is really surprising.
And if you are wondering, hey, what's in the meantime and what can I watch in between these games? Not to worry, Pacific League TV is carrying Miyazaki Phoenix League games. This is a fall league that takes place in Miyazaki Prefecture, so southern part of Kyushu, where the weather's better. All 14 Farm League teams, that's the 12 NPB clubs, plus the Farm League only groups located in Shizuoka and Niigata, plus the Hanwha Eagles of the KBO, and an all-star group from the Shikoku Island League Plus Independent League team, or Independent League. Going on right now, games run until the 27th. Check pacificleague.com/PTV for the broadcast schedule. Games will usually take place as matinees, so if you stay up late enough, you'll be able to catch some farm baseball.
Woo! We all love farm baseball because more baseball is more baseball.
More baseball is always more baseball.
But so, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, it's playoff time, and we're going into the first stage where we have the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters taking on the Oryx Buffalo. So, bit of a Gabe derby there. His two teams he covers and the two teams he knows the best. And so, Gabe, you want to do a little breakdown of what we're looking at here in terms of what the matchups are going to be throughout the series?
Sure thing. My two sons are fighting. From October 11th to October 13th, all games 2 p.m. Japan Standard Time. So that's 1 a.m. Eastern or 10 p.m. Pacific the previous day. So might be a little hard to stay up, but I'm still going to give it a college try. All games will take place at Escon Field, Hokkaido, and it's a best of three. So as long as the fighters win one, they only have to tie or win the other to get the advantage and move on to the final stage. Starting with the men on the mound, the starting pitchers. Because it's a best of three, you only need to send your top three guys. So the Buffaloes having somewhat lackluster 4 through 6 doesn't hurt them too much. Ace lefty Hiroya Miyagi, veteran Alan Curry, and probably Anderson Espinoza, their top foreign starter, will be their trio. For the fighters, I'm guessing Hiromi Ito, their ace, Koki Kitayama, who finished second in the ERA race, and one of rookie star Kota Tatsu, lefty Satya Yamasaki, or control freak Takayuki Kato. I think the fighters have the slight edge, but it's going to be close. On starting pitching, I pretty much call it a wash.
Yeah, that's pretty much right down the middle. I would probably still go kind of like, 51 to 49 for the fighters there, but that's just about as equal a matchup as I think you're going to get in this
I
series.
wonder if they go ace versus ace or if the Buffaloes are going to boot Miyagi to game 2 to give him a better shot at winning.
Ooh, that could be a good strat, actually.
In the bullpen, Buffaloes have the better closer and setup man. Andres Machado and Luis Perdomo were both nails during the season. But the rest of the bullpen, I think the Fighters are the better club. Middle relievers like Taisho Tamai, Ryusei Kamano, who's always among the league hold leaders. And then you've got Taisei Yanagawa and Seiji Tanaka as the 1-2 punch as closers. I call this one a wash too. It's really close.
Yeah, again, though, I might. Yeah, it's one of those tricky things where you're right. The closer and setup is better for Buffaloes, but the fighters have more depth. But it's a 3 game playoff series. You might just want the better easy quick punch. So I might give that to the Buffaloes just a little
Yeah,
bit.
give the starter 7 innings and then hand it over to Machado, Perdomo, Kaboom. At catcher, I'm surprised by this. Kenya Wakatsuki has been batting better than Tomoya Mori. He should be the starter for the Buffaloes at catcher, and he's had his clutch moments too. I remember in the first half walk-off hit compilation, Wakatsuki shows up like 3 times. He's also a personal favorite. So although Yua Tamiya is a pretty good youngster, I think Wakatsuki's got the edge here.
Yeah, I'd say definitely. And then even if you're not even going just Bukatsuki, Tomoya Mori, well, he has had a down season on his day. Like if he's in form, like he's really, really, really good,
He
obviously.
should
So
also be DHing in that at that point.
yeah, true. So yeah, definitely going to lean towards the
The buffs
Buffalo with
there.
that.
First base, I mean, it's Kotaro Kiyomiya. A solid season. Out OPS's Yuma Tongu by about 30 points. Better defensively as well. And he just has the intangibles, the aura around him. I mean, I like Tongu, but he's lost a lot from his batting title days. I wonder if the injury is still hampering a little bit. It was good to see him return to form. Kiyomiya's got the edge.
Yeah, definitely leaning Cameo for that one too.
We go to second base, and I mean, I'm biased. There's a
Yeah.
reason I call him the phenom. Ryo Ota is fantastic at second base, and he's got postseason experience. Let's not forget, he hit the leadoff home run in the clinching game of the Japan series in 2022.
I was gonna
But,
say for that one, we don't even need to comp. Just it's Ota,
well,
definitely.
I mean, Kazunari Ishii can hold his own, but the crafty veteran is very much a slap hitter. And if you need to spell Ota, you've got Masahiro Nishino who can pinch it and has a 777 OPS. No slouch himself. Over at third base, I mean, fighters have Yuya Gunji, double digit home runs, almost 800 OPS. You can afford to give up a little bit of fielding to make sure Gunji's spot is in the lineup. The Buffaloes do have the better defenders, Taishi Hiraoka, their super utility guy, and Yu Mamune, but I don't see the offense there. I gotta give this one to Gunji. At shortstop, this one's another wash. Tatsuki Mizuno and Kotaro Kurebayashi have very similar bats, similar age, similar resume. Mizuno has the slight defensive edge, but if Kurebayashi gets hot, there's very few things that can stop him. So, I gotta call this one even.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and Kurubayashi's also shown. I remember it was a year or two ago. He was amazing in the playoffs. Like I was joking, he was Derek Jeter for a little bit there. But Mizuno's been really good this year. I might just kind of lean a little more towards him just for recency bias. But yeah,
Yeah, I
I mean, worth
know.
the watch.
It's
But
tough. I clumped all the outfield together because they move around position so often. If Ryoma Nishikawa is healthy, and last I saw he had a leg fracture, so maybe not, he tilts the Oryx trio of Nishikawa, Keita Nakagawa, and Yutaro Sugimoto ahead of Shun Mizutani, Chusei Manami, and Ryota Isobata. In particular, center field is a weak spot for the fighters. None of Isobata, Matsumoto, or Asama are as good offensively as Nakagawa or defensively as his defensive substitute, Yusuke Mugitani. So Isobata does have the speed. He is probably going to start, but I think it's a liability for the fighters.
yeah, though I do worry. If Nishikawa's not out there, that's a huge hit for the Buffaloes because Nishikawa's been really really good this season.
Yeah, like he was in
Um,
contention for the batting title until he fell out off the pace over the last batch of the season. Tough for him.
Yeah, that's tricky. This is to me this one actually might be the closest to a wash, I think. I think there's a lot of canceling out going on here. But yeah, and then now obviously with our last one, DH
It's
is everyone.
Franimal.
Yeah, it's Franimal.
It's Franimal.
Like doesn't matter if they put out Maury, doesn't matter if they put out anyone else. He's to me, little spoilers when we get to this talk eventually. I think Franimal's been the MVP this season personally. Like he's just an absolute monster. So yeah, all in all, what do you think? How do you think it's going to go?
I think it's going to be very fun to watch. I'm going to be dying inside because, like I said, these are my two teams. Fighters are going to take it in three. The Buffaloes are going to give them a scare. I think that might take game one. Fighters will win the next two.
When I was looking at it on paper, just the matchups, I was leaning towards fighters in two because I've been all season long. I've been scared of the fighters. I think the fighters are. We'll get into it when we talk about the Hawks coming up, but like I think they're low key even better than the Hawks. But then I looked at it, and the team that's given the fighters the most trouble all season has been the Buffaloes, other than the Hawks. So like I don't know, it's and then now that we've talked about it a bit and we kind of gone over things, maybe, but I still think just in my heart of hearts, shooting from the hip, I'm going to go fighters in two. I think they've got good momentum. I think they really because it's going to be at Hokkaido, right? All three
That's
games.
right. It is all home games for
Yeah,
the Fighters. And the Fighters have a 606 winning percentage at home. Buffaloes, 514 on the road, though.
Yeah, it's still. I'm gonna be a little bold. I'm gonna go Fighters in two.
All right. Which, of course, means they set up for the final stage, all games October 15th to 20th, game times TBD, and all games at Mizuho PayPay Dome. The Hawks will be staked to a 1 game lead in this best of 7 as the pennant winner. So they only need to win 3 of the 6. The Fighters need to win 4.
Yeah, and it's also all going to be, as you said, in the PayPay Dome, where the Hawks have been killer all season long. Hell, if it's one thing if it's against the Fighters, where again they're the only team that gave the Hawks a bit of trouble this season. But if it's all home games against the Buffaloes, it's
Yeah,
over.
the Mizuho Pain Dome. That's
Yeah.
true. You take a look at the head to head. The Hawks are 13 and 12 against the Fighters, 16, 7 and 2 against the Buffs.
Yeah, they have their number to say the least. But so let's do a little
And a
breakdown of
647 winning percentage at home, too. Ay, ay, ay.
yeah, they're very good though. Yeah, let's take a little. I'm going to do a little breakdown myself of what we got going on Hawks wise. So obviously we won't know who they're playing against, but let's just look at what we're looking at. So in terms of starting rotation, the Hawks have Moinello, Arihara, Uwasawa, and Ozeki, all four with double-digit wins. Doesn't matter who's going out there in the playoffs. We are very comfortable with who we got pitching. And then, of course, in the bullpen, you got Matsumoto, Fuji, and Sugiyama. It's been, it's great. It's been amazing to see how the how Kokobo's managerial strategy of sticking to a rotation instead of a committed closer initially has paid off. Where now everyone's comfortable coming in at any point, and they're deadly.
Koya Fuji, we got to throw some respect on his name. He led NPB in strikeouts per 9. I think his number is like 13 something.
Oh,
Sugiyama's almost at 12.
oh,
In a league that's as contact focused as NPB, that's very good numbers.
yeah, that's disgusting. And then in the outfield, we've got the three-headed monster of Kensuke Kondo, Ukyo Shoto, and Tatsuro Yanagamachi. And then Mr. Yuki Yanagita is coming back, probably a DH, but he's always around. And while he's been off all season, you never know when he's going to pop off and go off. So
So that's the reigning MVP, the current leader this season in on base percentage, and the
speed
still
off
on
leader,
base king, and one of the fastest men in Japan.
yeah, good
Huh.
luck. And also, yeah, Gold Glove
And
defender.
Yanagita, Hall of Famer.
Yeah, and Gold Glove defender, caliber defenders in Kondo and Shuto too. Worth
Yeah.
mentioning. And then down at second base, you got Makihara. Not better than Odo.
I think he's better than Ota, definitely offensively. You're talking about the batting title winner. And unlike Ota, Makihara can also shift around in the team,
That's true.
able to move to the outfield in a pinch, can cover shortstop if need be. There's a reason he's nicknamed King Joker. It's because he is incredibly versatile. The only thing he can't do is catch.
Wait a second. I'm looking at some stats here. Wait a minute. Did I say that Kurihara has a worst OPS than Gunji?
Yeah.
That is shocking to me because Kurihara rules. So, yeah, that's really surprising. But then Imamiya better at shortstop than I'd say the better defensively.
Oh,
Kurihara is definitely
absolutely
better with the
defensively
bat.
better, Kenta
But with the
Imamiya.
bat
He
though,
wants that golden glove this year.
yeah, but then again, he's not.
He's not Genda, I know, or
No, but he's not. He's not. But no, I was gonna say he's not a slouch on offense compared to Kurihara, actually, or Mizuno. Yeah, my bad. Yeah. So I mean, that's close. And then of course Hotaki Yamakawa down at first, and then also you got to remember Akira Nakamura, also a possibility to come in there at
that's
first.
true. I wouldn't be surprised if the lefty sniper shows up. I mean, Yamakawa, yes, has the dingers, has the runs batted in, but that 300 on base percentage, like how much has he fallen off from his MVP days? That's harsh.
Yeah, but yeah, it's one of those things when you got a big slugger like that, you never know when they might just like tear off a couple home runs in a game. I just had a thought where I was like, "Man, what if they're playing the Lions?" And I was like, "They're not in the playoffs." I was like,
Right.
"Right."
Sorry. Right. Yes.
I actually wonder. I would. Oh man, it would take so much effort, but I kind of want to do a deep dive to see how much worse Yamakawa's stats look if you take out the Lions games. But anyway, totally unrelated to what we're talking about now. And then finally a catcher. I would say firmly the Hawks catcher is worse than what we're talking about on the other teams. But Umino is really good defensively. Not much to write home about offensively, but still, it works. And all in
You
all,
have to think that Umino's work with the staff in particular is part of the reason they've been kicking butt. I mean, Takuya Kai was known as a great pop time, decent bat. I wonder if Umino's work with the pitchers and his framing and game calling skills have been part of the reason why the Hawks pitching staff has been so dominant this year.
maybe that's true. Now, for my predictions for how it's going to go, I'm of two minds. I've got a weird place going on here. On one, if it's the Buffaloes, it's going to be a sweep. No offense. If it's the Fighters, I think the Fighters could push them to 7. I'm so scared of the Fighters, man. They scare the crap out of me. But the thing that gives me confidence in a weird reverse psychology way is last year I had absolute unwavering faith that the Hawks were going to steamroll everyone to the Japan Series title. This year, all year long, I have not had that confidence, and even now going into the playoffs, I'm scared of the Fighters. So reverse psychology suggests the Hawks should win it all this time because I'm scared. And
I'm going Hawks in 5. The depth has been battle tested, and now all their big guns are healthy again, just in time for the postseason. That's big. The Hawks
yeah,
have the star power. They've got the names. They've got that four-headed rotation, which could steamroll. And let's not forget, all 6 games are consecutive. No days off, no travel days. So that bullpen, you need the depth because you can't pitch your closer more than twice in a row. They
true.
need a break.
And then just a quick aside, while I am worried about it, I do hope the Hawks beat the Tigers in the Japan series because
That'd be a
I don't think anyone's getting past the Tigers in the other league.
weirder things have happened. Let's not
That's
forget the
true. I
Big
mean, look at what
Stars were
happened
the
last
3
year.
seed last year and won the whole shebang.
Yeah, true.
That
Still,
that it's the silly season for a reason.
that's true. And but man, the Tigers have been so good. Anyway, enough about that league. But let's flip over to another league, and we are going to talk about our familiar faces in new places. Um, Shohei Ohtani absolutely battered the heck out of the Reds to the tune of 4 RBIs and 2 home runs over 3 hits, but has been kept quiet in the Philly series, even though the Dodgers just won that with the bat. But on the other side, he did cut up the Phillies to the tune of 10 strikeouts over 6 base runners over 6 innings. So good for him. And again, the Dodgers ended up winning the series. So not bad at all. And then kicking it over to Mr. Yoshinobu Yamamoto. He looked amazing against the Reds, picking up 9 Ks and only 4 hits over 6 2/3 innings. But he did get shellacked a little bit against the Phillies. He gave up 3 runs over 4 innings and took the L. But again, the Dodgers won the series, so who cares? But the biggest news, the most interesting news, the thing that I thought I was hallucinating when I saw it on my screen is Roki Sasaki the closer for the Dodgers now? Per the LA Times, Dave Roberts seems to be leaning that way, and he's been great so far, picking up 3 strikeouts over 3 innings pitched and no runs given up. So that's crazy. If we go into next season, if at the end of next season, Roki Sasaki is like the saves leader in the NL, who in the world saw that coming? Like, that's crazy.
Sasaki added another 3 scoreless innings with 2 strikeouts in today's extra innings game. He got the 8th, the ninth, and the 10th.
Wow, I didn't see that. That's crazy. Wow, Mike must be on actual.
We're not allowed to say
I
that.
didn't even know that.
Yeah. Either way, let's not forget Aroldis Chapman started as a starter as well. A lot of good relievers start
That's true.
that way. If this is how Sasaki is going to be most effective in the majors, 1, we called it. 2, I can't wait to see how deep this career goes.
Wait a minute, who called it? I didn't call that.
A lot of the NPB Twitterati folks called that because he doesn't have a good third or fourth pitch. He's a fastball splitter kind of guy or fast forkball. We were thinking, yeah, he's probably going to end up being a reliever.
Really? Oh, okay. Well, I certainly didn't see that coming, but I guess it makes sense. But of course, you know, playoffs haven't started yet, and those are our predictions. So, you listeners, please tune in with what do you think is going to happen in the playoffs. Make your predictions for the first round, the second round, and maybe even the Japan series. Go all the way. And yeah, great stuff. Enjoy all the baseball. There's so much baseball. This is the best part of the year, man. Like high stakes baseball, primetime baseball, the best teams, the best players. It is the best time of the year to be a baseball fan. So check us out on Pacific League TV. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that YouTube stuff, and we will see you next time after the first round and during the Climax Series. Take care.
Oh, and postscript. Mike is okay. Yeah, he
Did he
answered.
text us?
Angry, but he's okay.
Okay. Well, good for him.